Toys R Us just released the first commercial using OpenAI Sora. The internet hates it, but I think it's actually a really brilliant move and a pretty effective commercial. Let's talk about it. So this commercial is getting a lot of hate on the internet, a lot of comments, and that's okay. I think that's perfectly fine. And here's why. So those of you who actually remember Toys R Us or know what Toys R Us is before this commercial, when was the last time we actually talked about Toys R Us? When were they in the discussion, the zeitgeist, in the news? I'll tell you, it was 2017, and what did they say? They filed for bankruptcy. They were closing their brick and mortar. The world has changed to online shopping and so forth. Target was eating their lunch. That was the last time, 7 years ago. I mean, I wasn't even sure the brand was still alive. So what's different now? The people at Toys R Us, they want to make a move. They want to get the attention out there. They want to get people to know the brand again. So what did they do? They grabbed attention by doing something really, really bold. Is it controversial? You bet it is. Absolutely, it's controversial. But what happened? We're talking about it. They're in Forbes. They're in all these other publications. Some streamers are talking about it. Suddenly, the brand is alive and relevant again, at least for a moment. And that's awesome. Whether you like the commercial or don't, it's a brilliant move. They got a whole bunch of attention. Bam. Everyone's talking about Toys R Us, at least for a second there. So why is the Toys R Us OpenAI Sora commercial actually an effective commercial? I mean, it's getting a lot of hate. You see people go, oh, it's uncanny valley. Even if you watch it, you can see in different moments, the kid kind of changes and there's a little bit of weirdness with some of the toys here. Okay, we can nitpick this to death. That's okay. If you don't like it, that's fine. I see problems with it. You probably see problems with it. That's fine. We are judging, is it an effective commercial about the message of what they're trying to say and do? So let's talk about the Toys R Us experience away from this commercial. What does that mean? So I grew up on Toys R Us. It was around when I was a kid. And what that was that you went to a store and in the entire store, end to end, was just toys. That's all it was. Toys, every aisle, as far as you could see. And as a kid, you're walking in there in awe of that whole experience. It's an amazing place to go. And so what does this commercial do? What does it show you? It shows you a kid going through a magical toy experience. It's crazy. So this is actually a very, very effective commercial. And if you want to hate on the effects or the weirdness of having 3D assets molded with AI assets and all that stuff going together, go ahead. That's perfectly fine. But think about who the target audience is of this piece. It's two demographics. Number one, kids. Have you seen kids content? Does anybody say that kids content is about the quality of the CG or the sophistication of the design and the art? No. Think about when you're at a restaurant, like a cheesecake factory, and you're watching what a parent has on their iPad for their kids to keep quiet or be distracted. Do you think that's great content? Do you think that's amazing art? That's the audience of that. They don't need to have the most sophisticated thing. The second demographic of Toys R Us is who? The parents of these kids. Are they looking for a really sophisticated thing? Are they looking for Succession, Game of Thrones level content from their Toys R Us commercial? I don't think so. The message that this commercial says to them is that, hey, if you bring your kid to a Toys R Us, they are going to have a magical toy experience. They're going to be in awe of the amount of toys that they have in front of them. Whether you think that's a good idea to do as a parent or not, that's up to you as a parent, but that is the message of that. And then number three, the effective thing at the very end. I thought Toys R Us was dead. You probably thought it was dead too. You probably you're like, wait, Toys R Us is still alive? Where? Well, it says that right at the end. Brilliant, effective, right there. Where can you go experience a Toys R Us? You go to a Macy's, which is its own story there, but that's the effectiveness of this commercial. Brilliant move by Toys R Us. I respect it. I think it's great. You don't have to agree with me. Let me know if you have any questions. See you next time.